Some of you asked about my kit, so I decided to make a video more in depth to kind of explain the gear that I'm using and what's worked for me so far. Keep in mind that what works for one person may not work for someone else based on factors like someone's body type, um, the role that you have within your squad, whether you're a machine gunner, a medic, a marksman, or just a rifleman. Everyone is going to have some different kit. So typically, your battalion will issue you some gear, which when I first joined the Legion was not really the best stuff, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know, it was kind of sketchy helmets and not so great body armor. But from what I understand now, they've gotten better and they're starting to issue better stuff, so that's good. But most people usually, if they're serious about staying here for a while and doing some good work, uh, it would be good for you to invest in your own kit and buy things that are going to make your job easier. So starting out with the helmet, I can tell you that I bought this helmet in the United States before I came to Ukraine, and it's definitely served me well. But if I could go back in time, I would have probably got a low-cut helmet. These high-cut helmets are really popular. People like them because it's really easy for you to use these mounted ear pro. Me, I'm using the Walker Razors, but I really do believe that having a low-cut helmet, which will cover this side of your head, it's actually really important. And I think it's something really underrated because it can be something so small that takes you in your head that kills you. So I would advise using a low cut helmet, although I can say for comfort, high cut is very convenient. So everything in your kit is going to be a trade-off for comfort and for efficiency. And that kind of goes the same with my Kevlar. If you'll notice, I kind of only have the dick plate, but I know a lot of people like to run the neck piece. I've seen people use the shoulder. I used to use shoulder pieces, and even stuff to protect your outer thighs. That stuff's really important. But you lose mobility, it gives you extra weight, and it's hot as fuck. So it's all something to consider. On the front right now, I have a camera mount because usually I run a GoPro here, but it's pretty simple to take it off and mount my NVG mount here. Moving to the back here, I can tell you this battery pack, this pouch, which can be put on the back of your helmet, it's actually a major lifesaver, and I'll tell you why. Anyone who's worn night vision devices mounted on a helmet for long periods of time will tell you that your neck, it'll start to fucking hurt after a little while, just because it's a lot of weight, here, and you've always got to be countering that weight with your neck. What this did for me, it really helped my neck kind of balance out the weight, and that was really good. And even if I didn't put battery packs in here, for example, now inside of here, I keep some medical supplies and some extra bandages, some compressed gauze here with its easy access. Something else that I put here, I've marked blue tape. I put a square on the top and then a strip of blue on the top here. I always kind of tried to avoid putting blue tape on the sides of my head. For me, what was important was that drones would be able to see me from up looking down, not the people who are horizontal to me on the ground could see colors. So that's why I've decided to put those on top there. Also investing in some good padding inside for your head. It's important. A lot of the stuff that gets issued to you, it's not really that comfortable. So I'm really glad that I invested in quality stuff, because ultimately being in combat is a very uncomfortable situation, and the least you can do for yourself is invest in your kit to make your life easier and more comfortable while you're out there. So that kind of concludes the helmet piece. Next, kind of moving on to my plate carrier. Typically, the rule of thumb is that you always want to have 4 tourniquets on your body someplace, one for every limb. So I kept one up here, and then if you look, I have my 2 here. I've ran them before on my battle belt, but I always found them to kind of be like poking into my sides. So I keep them up here on my plate carrier now. And I always keep one in my pants as well. So 1, 2, 3, and then one in my pants is 4. Next, something small but pretty important is this clip. These little clips are pretty common too. Sometimes you'll see a lot of people will put them on the back of their plate carrier. And that's fine, but if you're gonna wear a clip, make sure you don't wear one that's like silver, because I have seen people personally like 100 meters away because they had a silver clip on the back of their plate carrier, and that is like it makes you a walking target. So if you're gonna wear anything on your kit, nothing shiny. Make sure everything is like a tactical, like black or green type of color. But this clip, something small, what can you use it for? I've used it for example, if you need to move from one position to a different one. I've used this clip to hold some camo netting under my arm and kind of secure it in place so that I could still use my arms, but I had clipped this camo net on the side of my body, and I was able to still have control of my weapon and move this camo net to a different bunker to help conceal it. So something small like this can really have a big impact on how you do your job and how well you do it. For the magazines, having 3 in the front is a pretty good idea. Some people like to run 6 in the front, the double stacks. But from my experience, when you run double stacked magazines on the front of your plate carrier, when you get in the prone, it's just a super awkward position for you to fire your weapon. And you don't really have good sight picture on your scope. So typically for your whole plate carrier, you want everything to be like real snug, real tight, and real flat. You want to stay slick and flat. Nothing should be hanging or dangling, especially because a lot of the time you're running, you got to get down, there's artillery or mortar fire, you're running from different positions, maybe you're getting in and out of vehicles, you're doing a lot of movement, and having loose shit on your body, it's not going to end up well for you. You're going to lose something. Which brings me into my shears. I think every person who's operating in a combat environment needs shears. I think when people look at shears, they think it's only the medic has these or something, but every person needs to have shears on their body, and they need to be connected, because I mean, you're getting down, running around, you don't want to lose stuff. So these have definitely served me well, and they've always been here when I needed them because they were secured to my body. So I would tell you that having shears is important because a lot of times you need to be very fast about finding bleeds. If some person is taking some injury to one of their body parts, you need to get in there fast and see what's going on. So having some shears handy is good for you and it's good for your friends. Apart from that, let's see, we got water here. Every infantryman, every soldier should always have water on their body. If not for you, then for someone else who needs it. And I always made sure I had water, a canteen here with me. And it definitely served me well more than once. Don't put it in a bottle in your backpack, nothing like that. Always keep some water on your body. It's a rule of thumb for me anyways. I'm gonna move on to my knife. I ended up losing the cover for this knife, so I just kind of made something out of duct tape. And you know, that kind of just goes into another aspect of being a soldier is you gotta be crafty and make shit, because stuff is gonna get broken on your kit, in your position, and you just gotta improvise with what you got. And if it works, it works. So I've kind of just kept this. But having a knife is definitely a must. Got a little Ukrainian emblem there, the trizub. But having a knife is a must. In this conflict especially, we've seen multiple times where people get engaged in hand-to-hand combat, and you definitely wouldn't want to be unprepared for that situation. Moving into something else, which I believe is very important, something which I can attest to that saved my life, is a multi-tool. Something very simple, but I believe every soldier needs to have one of these on their body because it has helped me in more than one way, more than one time. I can tell you that one time I had a double feed in my M4, and it was impossible to get this round, what was stuck in my chamber, out. I tried everything. I was literally bashing the fucking bitch, and to no avail. And luckily, I had one of these handy, and I was able to go in there and really twist that round out and get back in the fight. So I can't stress it enough. Having a good multi-tool is a is a must. And this one here is actually a Leatherman, which has quite a bit of history behind it. So very special to me and something I believe everyone should have on their kit. My admin pouch. Having an admin pouch is important for extra bullshit. Just like in your house you have a bullshit drawer, on your kit you need the same thing. For me, what do I keep in my admin pouch? For one, I can tell you that I keep a notebook. Pretty simple, actually. Having this allowed me to kind of record different moments throughout the battlefield and kind of take information that was helpful. For example, if every day at 12 o'clock a tank is shooting at you from one direction and he fires, I don't know, four shells at you every day at one time from one direction, you should probably write that down. Whether it's troop movements, it's indirect fire, anything at all that can be useful to your commander and your team, you need to record that, especially if you start to notice some kind of pattern. And having just a simple notebook to jot things down so that when you return back to base, you can put a good after action report about everything you did. You don't just go out there and just hang out, you know. So having a little notebook is really good for taking intel, something overlooked as well. Alright, something else here is my rifle condom. That's right, something really simple, but what has saved my ass many times from having a plugged barrel. Especially out here, the mud is so thick, if you get it down your barrel, good luck cleaning that thing out later. I've seen some rifles destroyed by this mud. So putting this little cap on the tip of your rifle has kept it clean for me, and this was a game changer. A lot of dudes will use duct tape, you'll see it, but put duct tape on the barrel of their rifle, but it's a terrible idea because once your barrel gets so hot after so many rounds, that tape is going to start to smoke, it's going to start to burn up, and it's going to get stuck on the rifle. It's a mess, and it's going to give away your position potentially. So if you want to keep your rifle clean between, when you're moving around, having a simple little piece of plastic like this to take on and off is it's pretty good. And what else do I have in here? Usually I'll have some snacks or something, some Skittles, some sugar, some chocolate, something to keep you going, or something for the bros, maybe a pack of cigarettes. Something really special here though. This particular ghillie suit is not a full ghillie suit, it's like a ghillie cloak. This one here is made by MTAC. It's a very popular Ukrainian brand, and I can tell you this definitely saved my life as well. One of the most dangerous times on missions is when you are infilling to your position and when you're exfilling. It's when there's movement on the battlefield, big vehicles are coming to pick you up or take you out or whatever you're doing. And this is when the enemy sends drones, this is when they have eyes on, and staying concealed in this process of moving through positions is really important. So this comes out of this little pack here, really simple. And I tried to wear this for infills because it helped me blend in a lot, and it was very simple to put on. You could just put this on over your helmet, and then there's a sleeve here and another sleeve on the different side. And I like this one opposed to a traditional full body ghillie suit just because it's so easy to take on and off, and it doesn't fuck with your plate carrier. You still have access to everything. And for example, I mean, they had recon drones going along the whole infill route, And if you saw a drone, you'd be able to kind of tuck yourself and conceal a little bit better with this. And it would definitely, I believe it saved my life. Some drones passed over me and they didn't see me because I was wearing this shit on my head. So something simple like that can definitely save your ass. Next, moving to my battle belt. Right now it's pretty bare minimum. I don't really have too much on here. Some people will run magazines here. That's good, but for me, like I said, it kind of pokes into my side, so I don't really like that. I keep it pretty simple, my battle belt. Maybe you eat some grenades here. Those are also good. But I keep mine pretty simple. A lot of times I just ran my gas mask inside my dump pouch because I didn't want to run a fucking different pouch on my leg for a gas mask. But there was still a threat of the Russians using gas in our AO. And something very important, what it's overlooked also, is how you pack your gas mask. It should be packed ready for you to put it on your face. You shouldn't have to fuck around with it and take it out of an extra package or some shit, because when gas comes, it's coming fast. So having it set up like this for you to put on your face and quickly deploy it over. Now don't get me wrong, this is some old Soviet shit, but this is what the Legion used to issue people. I believe now they're issuing more modern stuff, like one of the M series gas masks, the NATO ones. But I mean, I fucking ran around with this shit, so, and it worked. But not very comfortable, but still important, being protected. And I always kept this right here, easy access. Alright, so moving on to gloves. Something also what I believe is kind of an overlooked piece of gear, but makes a big difference too. So for me, I personally use fingerless gloves because I like having more dexterity. But the trade-off is that, your fingers will get fucked up more. So it's kind of a plus and minus. These hard knuckles, I also like these, It's good protection. Highly recommend. Every infantryman also needs to have a good watch, preferably just some simple shit. A lot of times, I actually didn't mention it before, but a lot of people like to use these helmet lights, which are very useful, especially, when you're living in the trenches or something. You have some kind of easy access light on your head. That's very important. Me personally, a lot of times I just use my watch light. Like I could just turn it on and just use it when I needed it and then turn it off. And one other thing too is having a mask and eye pro. One of the first things you see on drone footage are people's faces. People's faces stick out so bad. So having something to cover your face is pretty crucial in my opinion. And a lot of people don't really have time to do face paint, and especially if you're out there for a long time, it's not very comfortable. Anyone who's used face paint will tell you. So having a good mask or something like that to camouflage your face, I think is really important. Me personally, I use a t-shirt because saving space in your pack, super important. So if I carry a t-shirt on my face, it kind of serves two functions. I can use both of my t-shirts as masks, and I can alternate them when one gets dirty. So that was just another little hack to save space in my pack and keep two t-shirts on me to rotate out. Yeah, I've tried to cover everything. I'm sure I missed something, but oh fuck, I missed my IFAK. Probably can't see here because I'm wearing this, but even with this, everything is still accessible. So like I said, I'm a fan of the overcloak ghillie, but I have this horizontal IFAK that connects to the bottom of my plate carrier, and I felt it was better than having a big old block on your sides. I already have a lot of stuff on my sides, so that was pretty good for me. A lot of people also will run their IFAK right here, like right on top of their dick pouch. And that's good. I used to do that just because, if you're down in a tight space, you can still get in there and you can do something. If it's back here, it is a little bit more difficult for you, especially if you don't have energy to go be reaching back there. So it's all just trades and You just got to see, what you want to trade off for comfort and for space. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'm sure I missed something, but I just kind of wanted to make this video to share lessons that I've learned regarding kit and gear, and just kind of document that. And yeah, thank you to everyone who's been supporting my channel.